Today on Paul's Old Crap, we're going to do an unboxing of the Logitech ScanMan 256. This is one of those handheld scanners that it's different from a flatbed scanner in that you actually have to move the scanner over your document with your hand. Now, I've always been a little curious about these types of scanners. I've never actually used one of these before. My experience with scanners has always been with flatbed scanners, and I do actually own one of these handheld scanners. I'm not sure if it's the exact same model. It's been in my collection of garbage for years, but I don't think I actually have the interface card to use it. So what I did do is I stumbled across this on eBay. It's a full sealed box of the Logitech ScanMan 256, and this was at a price that I thought would be, not too expensive to make a video with. So I obviously picked it up, and we're going to do an unboxing, and I'm going to install the interface card into my Dell 486, and we're going to see how it works. So as you can see here, this one is the 256 grays, so grayscale scanner, not color. Other than that, I don't really know too much about these. There's just basically an ISA interface card that's included inside of here, and let's see. System requirements: PC, AT, or compatible with a minimum 386SX, 4 megabytes of RAM, one open slot for the 16-bit interface card, Windows 3.1, so pretty much standard stuff. Anyway, what we're going to do is open this box up. So what we're going to do is take our lucky knife and just kind of cut the plastic right in here. There we go. Sometimes I feel a little bad about unboxing these like brand new vintage computing products, but I buy stuff like this for the intention of making videos with, so yeah. And I want to make sure I don't damage the box while I'm unboxing this, because as soon as the video is done, this goes back into my storage. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. All right, so if we look at the most important component in here, we've basically got the hand scanner itself. And let's get this out of the packaging here. There we go. So this is it's got so basically it's got these little rollers on there, and I wonder if this is connected to some sort of sensor that indicates how fast this is going over the document you're scanning. Otherwise, how is the computer going to know if there is a variance in your speed, and then the document comes out all weird with things not to proper scale or whatever? But if we take a look at, so the interface connector here, let's pull this cap off. It kind of looks like a PS2 plug, but it's like a specialty type of plug for the interface card, so I don't think it's really going to be compatible with anything else. So we look at the side here. It looks like it's got a switch for selecting between the number of grays. So there's 256, 64, 16, and then black and white mode completely, I guess. And then there's this switch here. If I had to guess, I'd assume that's something contrast related, but that's just going by what the arrow looks like. And then this here is a button. I'm assuming you push this button in as you're actually scanning your document, because your hand is going to be, I guess, something like this. So your thumb would be on the button as the document scans. And, ooh, There we go. Look how clean that is. So yeah, the whatever component actually does the scanning is right in there. I guess it's kind of similar to on a flatbed scanner. When it scans the document, it's got that component moving underneath the document, whereas in this handheld scanner, you're the one moving it. So that's neat. What else we have here? We have the instruction manuals. This is probably something I will need to look at because I'm not going to have any idea how to use this properly. And one of the components in the instruction manual is a calibration card. So it kind of looks like you have to do some weird stuff in order to make the scanner work properly. So yeah, but it tells you what else it's got. What do we have here? Auto stitch sample photo. That's weird. Well, I think what we're going to do first, though, is we're going to look at what else was in the package. This here is the scanware for handheld scanners software. So it's there's 2 floppy disks in here. I will need to be using this when I perform the installation. And if we take a look at the interface card, that's really jammed in there on this corner. There we go. All right, so 16-bit ISA card, and on this end here, it does have that strange-looking plug. So it's the other scanner I've got somewhere in my collection, I think, was the same type of plug. I don't know if they made any differences between like the color versions or whatnot, but one thing I'm noticing on this interface card, though, are these really crappy capacitors, the same type that are on all of the older Macs that I have that leak all over the place. You know, I don't see any capacitor leakage on these ones, so I'm thinking it will be okay to try this card without needing to pull these capacitors off. Although this is, let's see. Well, this is dated somewhere around 1994 or 1995. So that seems like these should be okay for age. When I find these on Macintosh computers and whatnot, I think those are still in like the early 90s. That's kind of, well, early 90s and earlier. Those are the ones that you need to look out for. So these, yeah, I don't see any sign that these have leaked. So this interface card, I believe, should be okay to install in our computer. And it will be something I probably eventually recap just to keep the hardware working. So yeah, we've got the interface card there and the software. And what I wanted to do was look at this manual. This is extremely annoying. All right. So the installation guide, install the board and scanner, exploring the scanner. Oh yeah, so that one button I was looking at, it is the contrast dial, according to this. And install the software, blah, blah, blah. I'll cover all of this when I actually do the demonstration of it. Nothing important there. Get the most out of your Logitech purchase. User's guide looks like OmniPage Direct. This is like, I think it's, yeah, OCR software. That's neat. Read this first. Calibrate the scanner using the calibration card. Calibration requires a high quality, or ensures a high quality result, and blah blah blah. So it's like a tip sheet. Here we go. This is the calibration sheet. Launch the scanner, start your scan, position your scanner over this, and then scan. Okay. Well, that's, whenever I get this thing connected, I will have to do that. And this is a multiple strip auto stitch image. So it says scan this image in 2 passes from top to bottom using the multiple strip portrait icon. I think maybe this is like for practice. For scanning these things properly, because obviously you're not going to have the entire image in one scan. You got to go over it like multiple times, and maybe twice in this particular image. But other than that, we've got the ScanMan software, so that's probably going to be the application we're actually using to do all of our scanning. Then we have here Photo Touch Color. Well, our stuff is black and white, so this is probably going to be irrelevant. Yeah, I don't imagine we're going to need this, but for basic scanning, I think we'll just use whatever software this is, like the ScanMan software. Anyway, what we're going to do now is I'm going to install the interface card, this one here, into my Dell 486, and then we'll perform the software installation. All right, so we've got the Windows 3.11 system ready to go, and we're going to hop into the File Manager. Okay, so it's already looking for my B drive, which is the floppy install disk, and we're going to run install.exe. And this is disk 1 of the 2 that were in the installation package. Okay, Logitech scanware, README file contains important information. I don't think it does. Welcome to the world of Senseware. You're about to... okay, install. I'm assuming I will need both of these. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we're just going to run with the defaults for most of this stuff here. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to take forever, so yeah, we'll just skip ahead until it's probably near the end. All right, I think we are at the point where it's finished the installation. Made changes to system.ini. Okay. Click on the item below. So I guess there's, okay, the Easy Touch scanner is boardless, whereas ScanMan scanner is with the bus card interface, so that's the one we're obviously using. I just saw the scanner actually light up. So I think it detected it. I don't want to see the... well, let's see. No, I don't want the tutorial. I want to do this myself and see if I can manage. Okay, so it looks like it needs to restart Windows. So I think what we'll do is just reload and pick up again when it's complete. Okay, so we've got everything set up here on the Windows computer. I did install a couple of programs. One here is Direct for Logitech. And if you run this, it just kind of like runs in the background here. And let's see. I think this is, this has to do with Omnipage Direct. So yeah, this is just kind of like some sort of helper application, I think. But we don't really need that. We're going to open this one that says Photo Touch Color, and I think this is where we actually do all of the scanning. So under the file, if we go to Select Source, it says that we do have the Logitech ScanMan 3.0. So that's should be already selected there. Yep. And preferences, nothing really that we need here, I don't think. Now, we do have this calibration thing, but I don't know how to work this properly. Oh, wait. On the page here, it actually says, launch the compatible application, choose acquire from the file menu. Okay, so we go to acquire. You're about to access the ScanMan hardware setup. Okay. Okay, so my interface is the bus card. The board base I/O address 280H is what's here. This is the default, and I didn't actually check the jumpers before I installed the card into the computer. But it is supposed to be 280H as the default address, so if the jumpers are not modified in any way, that should be correct. DMA channel 3, IRQ or whatever, 11. I'm assuming this is going to work. We're just going to click test. The light is coming on the scanner. Okay, so on the test thing, the light will turn on. Press and release the scan button, then move the scanner. Okay. And then move it. Okay, so the test was successful, and my hardware is probably configured. And then I guess we go okay. And now we need to scan something. So if you look at the calibration sheet, okay, so we did that. Okay, click the options button and click the Calibrate. Set your scanner resolution to 400 dpi. Well, how the hell do I do that? Stop. Oh my god. Maybe it means set it down to 64. 16. Black and white. Okay, I don't know. Oh, there's another switch on the other side here. It just says 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder if 4 is meaning 400 dpi. Okay, well, it didn't complain, so I guess that's correct. Set the scanner's contrast wheel to the middle. Well, didn't mean to push the button there. I think it's going to get mad at me. Yeah. Stop. Oh, shoot, what have I done? I'm messing this up. All right, I'm going to try doing this now, though. Let's see. Calibration failed. Yes, I know, because I screwed it up. Okay. So we've got this lined up on the paper. We're going to hit the scan button now, and we're going to scan down until it reaches 100%. What do you mean calibration failed? I am scanning the right side of it. Try using darker contrast setting. Oh my god. Okay. So if we try tweaking the contrast wheel down a bit here, I'm assuming that's the direction. Okay, we place this back on here. It's like completely lined up. Hit the scan button, drag it down. Failed. Please make sure. Yes, I am. Okay, so what if we put even more contrast? Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Make sure I am lined up like exactly. And we're gonna hit the button. Recalibrate using brighter contrast? Oh my god. Okay, what if we put it back into the very middle and I try to do this as painfully slow as possible? Okay, so I'm lined up. I can't be lined up any more than this. Hit the button, and I'm just going to like very slowly drag this stupid thing. Oh my god. This is unbelievable. How is this not working? I hate this piece of shit. I don't know what to do here. Okay, so what if we crank up the contrast a little bit more? Okay, set to 6, yeah, that's fine, I'm sure. Okay, we're gonna try this again here. What? How is this possible that it just suddenly worked? Okay, so set your scanner back to 100 dpi. So this, switch on this side, set it back to 1, I'm assuming. Click OK. So, okay. The rest of these settings, I don't think I really need to do anything with. I'm just going to hit OK. Okay, now we're ready to start scanning something. I have a piece of paper here that I wrote a special message on. And I'm going to place it over the paper. Okay, so ready to begin scanning. It says press and release the scan button, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. First proper scan. Oh, I think I've... okay, I'm starting to see there's a problem here. I think we have to do this in strips because I didn't really realize what it said here. Scanning first strip, press next strip to begin a second strip. I'm just going to see what it does. Oh, so, okay, I think I understand now. When I was talking about strips, I think that's if you were doing a page like this, where you have to go down it twice in order to match it up. Oh, yeah, here we go. Down here it says multiple strip auto stitch image. So because with this test, I very cleverly decided to write it all in a small enough space where I wouldn't have to do any stupid stitching stuff. But if we look at what we have on our screen here, we have this very, very hilarious and actually not bad scan. This is kind of surprising. I actually did not expect it to work out as good as this did. I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna save this. Save it as Paul. I'm just gonna put it in the root of my C drive. That is quite nice. And you know what I think we're gonna do is we're going to make a new document. Well, I don't know why it says color, grayscale. Oh wait, yeah, we're going to discard. We don't do that, we just go right to the acquire. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try doing this this multi-stitch thing. Scan, okay, so it says scan this image in 2 passes from top to bottom using the multiple strip portrait icon. I don't know if what the hell icon is supposed to okay, so I think this, well, you know what, we're just gonna find out what happens. Okay, so I'm going to start at the very top of this image. I'm going to hit the scan button, and there's a little meter on the screen that seems to indicate if my speed of scan is too fast or not. And it's still in the green, so this speed of scan seems to be decent. Okay, and then I'm going to stop the scan there. And then it says to do a next strip, click next strip. Ready to scan second strip. So the second strip, I think I just line it up with the other, let's see, top right corner. Yeah, so I just line the scanner up with the top corner on this side over here, and we hit the button, and we scan down. And our speed is still in the green. And I'm just going to go hit the button there. And okay, so we're going to click done. And now it's performing the auto stitch. This should be interesting. We're going to see what happens. Holy shit. It actually works to some degree. There's a slight change in the aspect or the perspective of this scan, I think, based on the angle that I was holding the scanner at. I think the first pass I did, it wasn't completely lined up. There was a bit of angle, which is why it kind of looks not straight at the very bottom here. But that is, I mean, that is actually surprising results for these hand scanners. But I mean, like I've said before, I've never actually used one of these things, so I didn't really know what to expect on that. But yeah, the auto stitch seemed to merge this image pretty decently. Yeah. Now, one thing we're just going to do for fun. Nope, I don't need to make a new one. I keep forgetting. We're going to do a test to see what happens when you scan too fast. So we just take, I'm going to put this this way. I'm going to hit the scan button and I'm going to go, oh, too fast. So the PC speaker beeped at me and I think we got into the too fast, but I'm going to just see what happens. It still worked. Like that's still not a bad scan. So you don't actually have to go as slow as I was going. Let's just do one that's really fast. Okay. Ready? Oh yeah, it broke. So I went so fast that the image basically just like chopped a big section out here because it was too fast. So if we go done, yeah. So we're missing a whole chunk of the inside of the image. So if we close that and we go back into the acquire, we're going to redo it at a fairly decent pace. Oh, I got one beep out of it. We were in the caution for most of that, though, I think. That's not bad. So it is actually surprisingly decent. And of course, it is a grayscale scanner. So yeah, obviously there's not going to be any color. This is a grayscale image that I'm trying to scan here, so it's not going to make a big difference anyway. But I don't think I have anything overly interesting to scan. I'm going to dust off this book here. It's Cisco Routers for the Desperate. We're going to just, it's got some color to it. I don't think I have anything that's really colorful anywhere near my desk here. We just go to acquire. And we're just going to scan like right down the middle of the thing. Okay. So I think what we're going to encounter here is, let's see. Well, how do I zoom? Okay. That's kind of hand tool. So this isn't too bad. Oh, I started off, okay, so I cut off the very top of the book. So I start off this kind of like light yellowish color that just comes out as essentially white on the scanner. Now this darker color down here, which is like, well, it's not black, but I think because the contrast setting is actually still cranked up a little bit on the scanner. So if I was to dial this down, it might give me a better scan. I think if we dial it down to halfway, because yeah, right now it's all just like basically black there. We don't really want that. We're going to go discard, and we're going to go acquire. And I'm just going to do a little scan of the bottom section here. It still comes up as like black. So that's with the contrast set to the middle point. I mean, I suppose it's not bad. It's kind of acting less as a grayscale scanner and more as a black and white scanner. I'm just going to do one more test here, and that's if we set the DPI back up to 400, apparently, whichever number that is. So the number 4 on that switch. And we're just going to do kind of like the last half of the book again. So I'm gonna hit the button. Oh, okay. Now I have to go extremely slow. It's already beeped at me a few times, I think because I was in the higher quality setting. So we have to go super slow on this one now. Okay, I'm just going to stop the scan because I can already tell it's coming out as completely black. Yeah, that's still the same thing. But yeah, this is I guess a 400 DPI scan, which doesn't really look a whole lot different to me, although I think the resolution is there, and I think we're only at like a quarter of the the scan resolution or something like that. I'm assuming that's what this number here means, but yeah. So if you have it set to the highest quality, it obviously means that you have to perform the scan a lot slower than if you had it at the 100 DPI setting. My final opinion of this is cooler than I thought it would be. However, that calibration on the initial calibration was probably the most frustrating thing I've had to do all week. So yeah, that wasn't very enjoyable, but not having any experience with these in the past and not actually knowing how this thing would actually stitch documents properly, this was a fun experiment, to be honest. I'm actually quite happy that I bought this and got to make this video on it. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything else I'm going to cover here. Obviously, if you're doing any serious scanning, I think flatbed scanners are probably the preferred way to do it. Yeah. But in any way, I guess thanks for watching.